Today we're going to be making some ribs. Now I got these St. Louis style cut ribs from Fit Meat, and they look absolutely amazing. I've already trimmed them up a little bit. Well, trimmed them, I say. I just had to remove the membrane off the back, and there was just a little bit of excess fat and a couple of little straggly bits that they probably forgot in the processing. That's all I had to do with them. They're pretty much just take out the package, and they're essentially ready to go. So, as you can see, I've got 3 racks here, and I'm going to do 3 different rubs. I'm going to do a salt, pepper, garlic. I'm going to do a summer style one, which is more, you would say, what you would see most of the time on YouTube. Some obviously salt, pepper, garlic, paprika, maybe a bit of onion powder, a couple of little extra things and make it a little bit sweeter with some brown sugar. And then the third one, which you can't really see now, but you will later, is it's just after Christmas here, so there's snow all everywhere, and I'm going to make a winter style rub with cinnamon. I'm going to put some clove in there, some star anise, and I'm going to make it spicy with a bit of chili. So we'll get on to making the rubs. Okay, I got all my different rubs laid out here. But the first one, as I said, I've just got pepper and garlic in here. With the salt, I'm going to add the salt on as the first layer, so I won't actually have any salt in the rubs. I'm going to be just sprinkling that on separately from the rubs. And I'll also using mustard for a binder. I mean, some people say you can't use Dijon, but that's what I got in the fridge. So anyway, for the second one, I've got pepper, garlic, onion, smoked paprika, and some light brown sugar. Now for the third one, and this little bit spicy one, I'm going to put some piment. I've got some cinnamon, some star anise, and some peppercorns. I've also got to be adding some smoked paprika, clove, and I've got some chipotle powder here. So, as you can see, these ones are a little bit whole at the moment, so I'm going to have to get my little spice grinder out, blitz them up, and then I'll mix them all together individually, and then I'll taste them, and I'll see if I had to add or subtract anything, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got this one all ground up, and now we're just going to mix them all together and give them a little taste to make sure, see if they need any more of one ingredient. So, garlic and pepper. A little bit more pepper than garlic. I think that one's good to go. So, now we have this one with the sugar. I think that one can use just a little bit more sugar. So, a little bit more in. That one's good to go. Now this one. Now I ground up also some coffee beans along with the other things in there, and I only used half of the cinnamon stick so far. So I had to grind it up quite fine, which it's the first time I've ground whole spices like that in this machine. So next time I'll actually have to do them one at a time because it's a little bit finer than what I want. Okay, this one's going to need a little bit more cinnamon, and I think it's going to need a little bit more chili to it. Yeah, so we'll get the cinnamon ground up, and then we'll come back. I finally got all my rubs put together. Now I just added. I want these ones to be really spicy, so I added more chipotle powder in there. Also, all of these rubs, this is just ideas of what you can do with them. I mean, I'm not going to put any amounts or how much because it's all to everybody's personal taste. I mean, this is just something you could also use store-bought rubs. I mean, I just like making my own rubs and see which combinations I like. And yeah, so now we'll get on to putting them on the ribs. So the same is going to be as with all the ribs that I'm going to make up. I'm going to put down just a little bit of the mustard to help the rub stick. And we'll also be adding rub to both sides. Obviously you don't need much mustard. It's just a thin layer to help the as I said, to help it all stick. Alrighty, so first down, I'll put this up on top here. It's going to be salt, and then the rub. I am going to be going just a little bit lighter on the back side than on the front, than on the top side, on the bone side I should say. And also with my ribs, I don't like a whole lot of rubs actually on there. I just like it as a little, bit of extra flavour, but I really like the meat to shine through. Okay, so the process is going to be pretty much the same for all three. So we'll get all three of them with the rub done, and then we'll head out to the grill. Okay, as you can see, got all the ribs seasoned up, and just getting the smoker started up. Now it's not quite up to temperature yet, but I think it's going to be just fine. A little bit of this smoke, it's not going to hurt it overall. So we'll go. The SPG. We'll go the one a little bit more traditional, and the spicy one over on this far corner. So we'll let these cook away for the next few hours, get some nice colour on them, and then I will be putting my meter thermometers in just to keep an eye on the temperature. And once they hit, come back in a couple of hours, and if they got good colour, and I might give them a little spritz every now and again. But yeah, we'll be wrapping them in some paper. So yeah, we'll come back a little bit later on. Alrighty, here we are, 3 hours, just over 3 hours into the cook, and I've just sprayed them here. I've got a little bit of vinegar mixed with some water. As you can see, they've got nice pullback on them here. I have swapped these two around because the middle here was cooking a lot quicker than this outside, but it should be fine. So I'm going to wrap these as they are now. So I'm going to give them a good spray before I wrap them in the paper. Actually, I want these to end up on the meat side down, so got a little puncture there, but that'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to put these back on the grill, and then we'll go ahead and wrap the other two. Alright, as we are, we're just going to put the thermometers back in, and then we'll keep on cooking them. I pulled the ribs when they were nice and tender, around 95 degrees, and I've just had them sitting in here. I didn't get the shot of taking them off the grill because we had some guests come in unexpectedly, and yeah. Now we're going to unwrap them, cut some off, and give it a taste. Alright, these ones are the just salt, pepper, and garlic. I'm going to slice them off. Alrighty, as you can see, I just took some off of the ends of the ribs because I've got a few people coming for dinner, and we're just going to do the taste test now. So the results to me are a little bit surprising. I thought this one would get a lot more, we get the most bark on it, which it did, but this one here with the paprika and all that is actually a lot lighter than just the salt, pepper, and garlic, which to me is quite surprising. Anyway, time to taste. So good. Salt, pepper, garlic. You can't get much of this. It just tastes like the meat. That's really good. So, we'll try the middle one next. I really like the sugar. It brings out the meat a lot more. And I actually prefer this one over that one at the moment. But the winter special, let's have a go at that one. We have a winner. That one, the heat is there, but it's not going to blow your head off. It mellowed out a lot during the cook, and it just tastes like Christmas. It is so, yeah. During the winter, I think this is going to take the crown.